Welcome to Backyard Sports Cares. I'm your host, Lisa Caslin, and today we're continuing our Give Thanks series, and we are putting the spotlight on Charles DeFrancesco. He is a certified personal trainer, and he also runs a really unique program down in White Plains called Fit for Fun, and he's going to tell us all about it today. How you doing, Charles?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. How are you today?
Absolutely. I'm terrific, and I'm so happy that you had time to talk. So tell us a little bit about what Fit for Fun is, and I know you have a little announcement to make. You're kind of broadening your horizons, right, with your programs.
Yes, we're trying to start classes for groups. So that's
good.
Now we're just looking for some volunteers, as I mentioned before, and it's going pretty well. The one-on-one is taking off, so we have trainers doing one-on-one sessions, which has gone great. We have 2 studio areas set up.
But to back up a minute and tell us, because I don't think folks may exactly know what you do in terms of who you help, who your clients are, what kind of athletes you're catering to. So tell us the story from the beginning.
Okay, so my son Antonio was diagnosed with autism at about 18 months old. We started our mission then and started working him out because I wanted to make sure he wasn't the child that couldn't participate. And the physical activity will make him more likely to play sports and to do things with the other children. So we found through this exercise, he actually started talking because, Antonio is considered nonverbal. Mm-hmm. And once I saw that he started speaking more, I started increasing the exercise, and it actually created an environment where he would interact with me and ask me for the trampoline to throw him. And he loved it so much that I said, hey, he can't be the only special needs child that would benefit from this. And that's where this mission started. I said, hey, if I could get other people to understand how to work with their children, this would be a great thing. Because as we know, special needs children, the first thing they're excused from is gym class and sports. And that's the most important thing. A lot of times I see other kids, that have special needs. They don't join gym class. They're outside of recess sitting by themselves. And some schools are very good about making the kids interact, but other schools, people are people, and they just kind of go through their day. So the last thing I wanted was for my kid to be that child, and I feel that if I could help my kid, maybe I could help other people's children, through doing activity and sports and exercise and stuff that gets them to feel good about themselves physically, and actually creates motor skills and things that they could do in their daily lives that they might have problems with otherwise. These kids are always excused from physical activity because it's people not to do it. It's the last thing they should be excused from. Physical activity regulates them, helps with their stims. There's so many benefits to it I can't even begin to express them to you.
And you told me a little story that was pretty revealing before we actually started the interview, and through your own kind of I guess rigorous working out with your son, you found that he didn't want to jump because he didn't like the way it felt when he landed. That was kind of like an epiphany for you, right?
Oh, absolutely. And we were trying to figure out what was going on. Because at the time, he was probably close to 3. And he wasn't jumping, he wasn't really running. And I'm going, what's going on here? So I made my backyard into like a trampoline. I put this huge trampoline back there. And I started getting him to jump on there. And what I would do is, when I would have him in the house, I would pick him up and drop him and make him land. And hoping that he would jump back up. And he would look at me with this really sour little face. And I figured out that he didn't like the way it felt. And his feet landed on the ground. So what I started to do is make him land, and then I would tickle him. I tried to get him to associate that feeling with something positive. And now he jumps. He's like a jumping bean. He's all over the house. One thing to the next. And his playroom is all bean bags and padded because he literally dives across the room. So I have to make sure he doesn't hurt himself. Yeah. And I have it set up so that he could run around and jump and play and have a room that he's in.
But that's really a testament to your dedication, and I'm sure that is carrying over to the program that you're offering now. And I know you run this program in it's called the Arena, the gym that you own, right? So, I mean, this program will be right alongside other programs that typical people are partaking of, right? So, right now you're doing the one-on-one, and you're going to be shortly launching this group activity, correct?
Yes, the group, the only reason we haven't launched it already is because we've had a hard time finding volunteers. So we're just looking to do it in a different way. I'm just going to have to pay some staff because I really want to get it going because it's very cost effective for parents. Doing the one-on-one, it's not in everybody's budget. So doing the group, we can charge much less and we get everybody in. Also, a lot of our one-on-one children would benefit from the group because it's more social. There's a lot more social component when you have a group program, and kids kind of feed off each other. They feed off the negative, but more importantly, they feed off the positive. So one kid's accomplishment can lead to another's.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so how did you get connected with Backyard Sports?
So my partner, Denise, her two boys have been volunteering there for, I believe, a couple of years. And her and I sat down and made a list of all the programs in the area that we were going to reach out to let them know what we were doing. Because our main thing is I own the gym, the Arena, and then I own another company, Fit and Functional, which is an education company and certifies personal trainers nationally. That company, Fit and Functional, is actually writing a course for Fit for Fun. I know we got a lot of companies here, but the Fit and Functional company is really the education company that supplies all the information to the gym, trains the trainers, certifies them. I've written multiple books for training, certifications, continuing education courses, and now we're writing a course for how to train children with special needs. And not just children on the spectrum, children with cerebral palsy, children with Down syndrome, children with all kinds of disabilities will, benefit from trainers learning the information that we're teaching.
Okay, so right now, you guys are kind of doing sort of a warm up or a prep before our, or I should say, Backyard Sports Care's Sunday special needs sports programs, right?
Yes, myself or another trainer goes every Sunday at 10 and 11 and does a quick little warm up. We donate that time to Backyard Sports. It's a great way to get the kids interactive with somebody else. And it's just a different angle because it's more fitness related. And that's what athletes do. They warm up before they play sports.
Sure.
So why shouldn't these kids? And I think a big misconception is when you're training children with special needs, it's the same thing as training anybody else. It's just a matter of how you get them to do the things. Just the communication that's different. Just like a typical client that when they stand on one foot falls over, they have bad balance. Kid with special needs, if they have bad balance, same thing, you're going to work them out the same way. I'm going to have them practice the same things. Obviously, if there's limitations, we're going to have to make accommodations.
Sure.
But for the most part, you're doing the same stuff. It's just a different way of communicating it because they understand things differently than, typical children do. And depending on the child that you're working with, some kids have a very high level of understanding. It's just a matter of they don't want to do it. So you have to figure out you're working with
what's
a kid
the carrot?
That doesn't understand or a kid that just doesn't want to do it. And I think most kids are a combination of both. So
yeah, that's right. So what's your long-term mission? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to change?
So what I want to change is I want to change the stigma of children with special needs not doing physical stuff because it's kind of like the first thing they shut down. I've gone to kids' birthday parties and I see them in the jungle gyms, Tumble Jungle and all those kinds of places, Kids U, all the kids are running around. But there's never anything specific for children with special needs. So my son, we took him to Kids U. He was the only autistic kid in the class. I stayed with him and I walked him through it like I was like his trainer. They let me do it.
What's Kids U? I'm sorry, what's Kids U?
It's like a jungle gym kind of place for kids to go, like little kids. They have rock wall, play quad, foam pit, all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
There's one called Tumble Jungle. Then there's a few different ones.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right, so you took him there, and
so basically, my son was doing this. He was very upset the first few months, hated it, and we kept forcing it on him in a good way. And before you knew it, he didn't want to leave. He was leaving. He was crying. He loved it. He asked me for the slides, for the trampoline, for this, for that. And the thing is there's 10 other kids, sometimes more in the class, and he's following them. He's copying them. Those are all things that are a big deal. Parents of typical children don't understand, how big a deal something could be. My son answering a question is a huge deal because that means he's interacting with you. Him playing catch with me is a huge deal because playing catch is almost like a conversation. You're interacting with someone before. Parents of typical children, they don't look at that as a big deal because for their kid it comes natural, but for children with special needs it does not. And it's a very big deal when you see these types of things. And if I could perpetuate these types of things in an exercise environment, that's what I want to do. So the goal is to open a facility for special needs children, for birthday parties, fitness stuff. I want to do an indoor playground, things to teach them how to play at school, and, physical therapists in there, the whole thing. A place where special needs children could go, and adults, and it's their place. And when the typical, kids come, they are the outsiders, because I'm going to have typical children interact with special needs children. But for once, it's going to be the children, especially.
They're going to be the minority.
Exactly. That's what
the majority is going to be the minority.
And that's what we're hoping for, because, one of the big things my wife and I found is there's not many programs for kids at all. And fitness is nothing. I started training in myself just because I'm a personal trainer. But if I wasn't a personal trainer, I wouldn't have known to do this stuff. I wouldn't have known how important it is.
No, it's great. It's great. And because you have such a personal connection to it, I think that's going to make you, such an ideal leader in this space. So I really wish you a lot of luck there. Hey, for folks that are interested in, either getting involved, checking out your program, what should they do? Where should they go?
So we have a website. It's called fitforfunall.com. It's the number 4.
Okay.
So you just put that in, fitforfunall.com, and that's a website that tells us, about what we're doing. It has, pictures and videos, and basically our goal is to give every child the ability to exercise. So our tagline is forging a path for all abilities. So we want children of all abilities to be able to play. I mean, I've trained kids in wheelchairs. You can find a way if you want to. It's not easy, but you can find a way to get these kids moving if you really work at it.